Hey everybody, this is James from Supplied Incorporated. I know it's been a little bit of a break. We've had a couple weeks here where there really hasn't been any videos. I had some personal stuff going on and we're just super swamped here at the shop. I did have Non step in and do a couple videos, but I know a bunch of you guys didn't take that as well as I thought you guys were going to. So anyways, I'm back to do the videos now. Today I wanted to go over the Jordan 7 cigar and the champagne. This video will be just for the cigars. The champagnes will be in a separate video because they did technically not come in a pack. They were separated. But I do think that something to take positively away from this release is that Jordan Brand has been trying to do these kind of unique type setups for the releases. So, obviously last year we had champagnes and cigar 6s, and then we kind of went this year to 7s. And at least it has a general theme. Last year actually came with some special box packaging, which was nice, which I will show in this video too and kind of compare. But I do think that next year, if they do something special as well, it's a good idea. So getting right into it. So this is the Jordan 7 cigar. I actually like the champagne better. I know a lot of people like the cigar though. Either way, the quality is decently good on these. I know a lot of you guys in reviews and stuff like that have stated that you didn't really like the quality, or that last year's quality was a little bit better. I do think that might be true. I think that the 6s might have had a little bit better quality to them than the 7s, but I also think the 7s are a little bit more of a flimsier shoe. There's not quite as much detail on a 7 as there is a 6. That's kind of debatable. But for myself, I'm a big 7s fan, so I like this pack, or this separation of a pack, more than the 6s. I do think that when you get really deep down into this shoe, you can really tell that there was quality and time and craftsmanship put into it. Again, $250 is really getting steep. I think $250 is a lot to spend on any Jordan nowadays. So when I'm spending $250, just like I'm sure you guys are, you're looking for the quality, the craftsmanship, good presentation, good colorways, and just an overall good product. I do think that this hits that. I just wish it would have had a special box. So getting right into this shoe. The material on here is nice. It's not as nice as last year's 6s. I think that it's just one of those things where you can just kind of have to get used to it. I think in photos they might look a little bit worse than when you have them in person. I do think the quality on this leather is spot on and nice, and it almost looks as if this leather will age a little bit and look a little bit better moving forward. Whereas I kind of get that from the 6s, but I think that this pulls it together a little bit better. Nicest thing I think a lot of people always talk about on these shoes is the rings. You have this ring in the front, which is really cool. It's just a little bit of an added touch. You are paying a high price, so you should get something like that. The coolest thing for me that I do like, and this inner liner is not as nice as the champagnes, in my opinion. Well, I guess they're glued in, so they're pretty hard to take out. But anyways, the inner liners on here have a basically like grooving to them, and they look kind of like the inside of a cigar box. But they're nice. It's that little tiny added touch to it. The nice thing about the champagne one is it actually has like a spark imagery. It's pretty cool. I'll show that in that video. But I do think that the 7 here, decent quality. It's not bad quality. So but for $250, you're always hoping for something above and beyond. But I do think that this is worth it. The color notes on here and everything else, I think really work well together. Again, a lot of you guys like the cigar better than the champagne for the 7s. I definitely like the cigar better for the 6s than the champagne 6s. So I guess it's just a trend. But other than that, you've got the nice leather here. You've got the colored down gum bottom sole, which I really like. I think that it just kind of pairs really well together. One comparison I did want to show you guys though is that, so this is a cigar 6, and I think for some people, like I said, 7s are one of my favorite models, so I like this shoe better. But I think people kind of really love the 6s, and I think that there is a decent amount of detail in this shoe quality wise that maybe this shoe lacks. This shoe looks a lot more like it's a cigar themed than this one does, and I think that might just be because of the quality of the leather. It's a little bit darker. It actually, the only complaint I do have about 6s is they scuff a little bit. But other than that, they're pretty hefty. And you can just kind of tell when you have it in your hand, it's got that quality aspect to it. But the biggest downfall I think for these 7s is that, you know, on a 6 you get this cool box, which is unique in some sense, and obviously on a 7 you get stuck with kind of just your regular plain run-of-the-mill Jordan box. So I think that is something to keep in mind. You know, I think as long as Jordan Brand knows you're going to buy it, you know, they're not going to put the extra effort into it if they don't need to. This shoe did seem a lot more like it wasn't as limited. The 6s seemed like they were a lot more limited than the 7s, so that's something to keep in mind as well. These you can pick up for around $350 now, which isn't really bad. When the 6s came out, they didn't go for too much over, but they went for more than that. So keep that in mind. There is an on-foot review for this. There's a champagne video up as well. That will be this one right here. And what's kind of funny about this shoe is I actually like this colorway better. Not mainly because I think it looks better on feet, but this reminds me of, like, this is essentially like a Power Ranger type shoe, just like the White Ranger. So I think that's kind of cool. Other than that, there's, like I said, there'll be an on-foot review for this, so stay tuned and watch that. There'll be a bunch more review videos coming up. Again, I'm sorry for slacking in the last couple weeks. There will be a lot more content coming up, a lot more early release shoes, a lot more samples, stuff like that. In other news, the iPhone app, you can download it. It's just the supplied app for Android and for iPhone now. We've been giving out like a lot of like discounts, coupon codes, things like that. So make sure you try and download that. It's really beneficial to you. And then there's a giveaway, like always, down in the link below for a Bordeaux 7. So you might as well enter it while you're at it. And yeah, just stay tuned for the next video. I will have a lot of new content coming up. And sorry about the break. Thanks, guys.